Welcome back, everyone, to Zuma Reacts. I was debating myself on whether I should do like an edited up video after I watch this one and then just like give my thoughts that way, almost like a review. But I decided to bring back my reactions and yeah, just go off the cuff and just give my thoughts as we watch this. Because I haven't done one of those in a while, and I think that's more fun and more engaging to some degree to just react in the moment. So, this is a video that Wolfie has been talking about for a while now, and I was aware of it, and I didn't actually think it would actually come out, but it did, and I thought that since this one has been a video that he's been like very passionate about and he's been talking about for a while, I thought that this would be the perfect one to react to. And plus, it's on relationships in the Paw Patrol and whether or not these pups are in love or not. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on all of that. So let's get into it.
Characters have some close relationships, but could some of them be in love? Well, I'm here to tell you. Let's start off with Skye and Chase. These two have been hinted at ever since season 1. There are many moments between the pair of them, like the two of them playing tag with each other and Pups save a.
Also, just because like the characters play with each other doesn't mean that they're in love. But there have been shows, to like tease this kind of thing. Like a lot of kid shows that I used to watch, growing up, there would be like little teases that the characters do, like love each other, and then like as the series progressed, they would become like, lovers. So this is something that many people believed would happen in the Paw Patrol, but unfortunately, the characters don't really age. They just get new voice actors and they just keep them as kids. So in the story where the characters do progress and get older, this could be true.
Skye teaching Chase how to pup boogie and pup boogie. The two of them playing ball together and then maintaining eye contact all the way to the elevator and Pup save the sea turtles. There's also Chase worrying excessively about Skye on multiple different occasions. In Pup save a camping trip, Skye actually called Chase sweet for doing so.
Yes! Skye's okay! She's okay!
Aw, you were worried.
No, I wasn't.
And this is something that has gone away from the Paw Patrol because I don't know what the reason is. I don't think it gave us a reason for why they removed a lot of this stuff. Chase hasn't done this in many years, right? Like it's been a long time since any of the pups have shown like any level of emotion or care for one another, and it is quite strange that it's went away. Um, it could be that like the creatives like see that a lot of people have been shipping them, and it's like, oh well, it's not healthy to ship children, so we're just going to remove like anything that could be considered like material to use as like a ship. You know what I mean? So that could possibly be the reason, but it is weird that like Chase's like concerns for Skye no longer like exist in the show.
I'm just, glad you saved Chicoletta.
Thanks, Chase. That's very sweet.
They also have their little segment while decorating and singing in the Junior Patroller.
Yeah, this is something that I was gonna mention, and I did mention it in my review of the Junior Patroller's Christmas. Is that this is like the only thing that we've gotten in like a couple years. So yeah, this is about it. And most of the time, Chase and Skye like barely do anything. I guess if you bring in Paw Patrol the movie, but she seemed more like a concerned like sister than she was like, a possible like lover.
Christmas. And this list wouldn't be complete without Skye and Chase's numerous duets in the Friendship Day song in Pups Save Friendship Day, and Skye leaning on Chase near the end of that episode. There are many more scenes I could mention, but you get the gist. If Paw Patrol were to make a ship reality, it definitely would be Skye and Chase. They get a 10 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, it there was like a relationship that were to occur in the Paw Patrol, it would be between these two. Uh, Wolfie pointed out just here about like all the evidence that we have for a possible relationship with the two. And like I said, in many other shows, if you had a show like The Owl House or something like that, and the Paw Patrol were in a show like that, this would be a relationship 100%. But because it's for the age range that it is, they can't do that, but they can give like little hints, for like fans who care about that. And like I said, it's weird that they no longer do that, and it's very rare. Um, but I just think that maybe they're just trying to like move away from shipping children.
Secondly, Marshall and Everest. I think that these two would be absolutely adorable as a couple, while they haven't been hinted at as much as Skye and Chase.
From my perspective, I don't believe that these two were hinted at really at all. This is a ship that I really don't get. Surprisingly, if I'm going to ship anybody with Everest, it's actually going to be Rubble, because there have been episodes where there's small moments where it shows that Rubble actually really cares for her, which I find really interesting because nobody ever brings it up. I forgot the episodes that those like occurred, those moments, but they do happen, and yeah, I find it quite interesting that no one shipped the two because of them. But from my perspective, it seems that Rubble actually cares about Everest a lot. Maybe because like her situation before she got into the Paw Patrol is very similar to his, and so like he feels like he has that kind of connection to her. So shipping Marshall with her just makes no sense to me.
They still have a fair share of moments. Some of my favorites are Marshall making an ice slide especially in honor of Everest in Pups and the Big Snow, Marshall sweetly giving Everest some support in Pups Save a Wild Ride, Everest quoting Marshall in Pups Save the Munchie Mobile.
Don't worry, I've got this. Like Marshall would say, I'm good.
And Everest trying to teach Marshall how to use her jet-powered snowboard. Marshall also has tried to show off his snow sports skills to Everest, like his
Yeah, I remember these moments, but I never got a sense that this is like, Skye and Chase. Like, it doesn't seem like close enough for it to be that way. Sort of like the big ice structure that they slide down. I just thought that he was just creating that for the pubs. I mean, like, we're not going to question as to how that's even possible, because for that to be possible, it had to be like the ice age or something, um, like weather-wise. But regardless, I never really got the sense that he did that specifically for Everest. I thought he just did that for like all the pups, and Everest happened to be like the first one up there. A lot of these moments is like, oh well, he's helping out, and like Everest is like talking about her friend as she messes up and like slides on the ice when she gets out of her vehicle. Like it just comes across more like a friendship than it does like a relationship.
attempt at tobogganing in Pup Save a Mare on a Wire, and a similarly faded shot at snowboarding in Pup Save a Snowboarding Cow.
I'm a pretty good snowboarder, but I could probably use a few tips myself.
Like, watch out for that tree.
Also, like the snowboarding thing, Marshall trying to show off to Everest, snowboarding. It's like, well, she is, the pup that's on the mountain, the bow. She probably snowboards the bow, so he's trying to show off to someone who is better than him. That's how I see it.
Where? Whoa! You are good.
And like how Chase had shown some unuseful Skye's safety, Marshall has shown a bit of worry for Everest,
Bears are getting awfully close to Everest.
and Pups barely saved Darren Danny X. I also believe that Marshall sometimes
Yeah, but that is like she's staring down a bear with cubs, and don't look at the stories, guys, about what bears have done to people when they're around their cubs. It's not pretty. So it does make sense that you would be concerned for someone's life when they're staring down a bear with cubs, because it usually doesn't end well for the person who's standing next to the bear.
worrisome and or anxious demeanor could be nicely balanced out by the eager and confident personality of Everest. Overall, they get a 9 out of 10 from me. Next
Nah,
up,
man, I wouldn't even agree. Like a 9 out of 10, man. I give it like a 3, a 2, like out of 10. Like that, there's barely anything going on. Like even when he explains like all the reasons why he believes that those two are or could be like a possible ship. I still don't see it, and I still don't understand why people ship the two. It's like a 3 or 2 out of 10. Like there's some moments, but all those moments could easily just be, well, they're just friends being like concerned for each other.
Pups save afloat in a royal carriage was their first time meeting. In that episode, Arrby steals a carriage that Sweetie stubbornly stays in. Once she's on the ship, she tries to convince the pirates that she is Barkenberg's queen. After that, Busby gets knocked off the ship and Sweetie dives in after him. Arrby, being the instinctively helpful pup he is, goes in a lifeboat to save her. Though later in this episode, we see a more interesting moment where Sweetie makes a sacrifice for him. As Skye is airlifting her back to safety, she spots Arrby in trouble. She tells Skye to lower her down so she can save Arrby, and luckily the rescue succeeds. After Skye brings the pair of pups to land, the princess reveals that Sweetie isn't queen. Sweetie timidly admits to fibbing. However, Arrby doesn't care and then thanks Sweetie for saving him, calling her his new friend. The princess is very excited that Sweetie finally made a friend of her kind and offers Arrby to stay with them as Sweetie's royal puppy playmate.
It's like two villains turn hero, you know what I mean? This is like a ship I can sort of understand, but I feel like the Arrby would just bring out like the better in her. Like him helping will just bring out the better, pup inside her. You can even go back to when Sweetie took over the armor in the castle, and then Robo comes through and he busts through the door and like destroys the armor, and she's like, "You saved me," you know. Many people could look at that as like, "Oh well, she's care, she's showing like kindness to Rubble, so we can like ship the two, but we don't." But here I can understand. I can see that these are like the little pieces that like she has like a little crush on Arrby, so like that's why she wanted to save him.
Unfortunately, Arrby declines, staying loyal to his master Sid. He then hops on their pirate ship and sails back out to him. But moments after, the Earl says this line:
"Never underestimate the power of an old friendship."
Possibly implying that these two will meet again.
Oh, but she just got friend zoned right in front of everyone, and he's just like, "Oh, the power of friendship." Like he's gone. He left. He left her alone. He's going for. He's got loyalties.
And they do, and Pup save the baddies. Here we can see the pair doing some work together as they put a villainous plan in action. Although Arrby plays a very minor role in this episode, which means unfortunately we don't get to see much of him after this. Still, they've been shown to work together pretty well, so I'll rate them an 8 out of 10 to reflect it. Now we have Zuma.
I listen. Like an 8 out of 10. Like you gotta like check your scales here a little bit. Like that's like a friendship. They only meet twice, and they only help each other out just a little bit in the second meeting. But the first one I can kind of see it, but that's still not enough. You gotta have more interactions like Skye and Chase, but you don't have that. So being like an 8, like that's going down to like a 2 from my point of view.
And Liberty. While these two have few moments with each other, I still think there's potential for this couple.
This one, there's no way. This be like shipping like a 30-year-old woman with like a 9-year-old. Not to like be weird, but like her age is completely different from Zuma's age. And I have seen people like ship these two, and it kind of baffles me.
I think that Zuma's chill surfer attitude would work quite well with Liberty's hip and street smart personality. They're both just very upbeat and fun-loving pups. Speaking of fun, they're also both Pup Buggy fans who have been shown as masters of the game.
Yeah, but you got is the age, like they have like similar like character traits and personality traits, but that age though, the age is the problem. This is actually going to sound really weird, but I kind of ship Skye with Zuma because there's actually a lot of moments between the two throughout the series, that are quite subtle, but are still like really good. It's basically the same as like Chase and her, but just a little bit more subtle. I think the two of them would actually work really well together.
I also wanted to talk about the scene where they saved the family from the car, because they really worked together so smoothly and seamlessly there. Overall, I'll rate them a 7 out of 10. If you didn't know, all these...
Really? A 7? Again, the age thing doesn't come up for some reason. I don't understand that. That one's even lower. It's like, well, that they work together. It's like, well, I mean, what else are they gonna do? Um, like the two of them were just like close, and like they saw the car in the movie, and they work together to help those people. And then they have like similar like character traits, and that's basically it. So I would rate that kind of like the lowest out of all of them. I don't know if I would even give them like a score, maybe like a 1 out of 10. They're pretty low.
Were sent in by my viewers. To make sure I include as many ships as I can, I'll be mentioning ones included in pups from previous ships, like Skye and Zuma.
Yeah, you
These
see.
two have been shown to be very close throughout the series. Some cute moments between them are their friendly competition with each other in Pups Fall Festival, them helping each other out in the same episode, the pair trying to help the kids and one another cool off in Pup Save a Pool Day, and Skye giving Zuma the encouragement he needed in Pup Save a Carnival.
I don't think I can do it. Yes, you can. If you can bounce a kitten out of a castle, bouncing a lizard's easy.
Yeah, Pups Save Carnival was absolute garbage, but yeah, like I said, like the moments between these two, they're not as big. They come across as way more subtle than Skye and Chase, but like as it's being pointed out, you can see why I think that these two would work together and like be a pretty good, relationship in future.
Well, okay. I did it!
The whole episode. This was the last, I believe, the last episode where the original voice actor was voicing Zuma, and the whole like problem with the character is the fact that he couldn't hit a lizard directly in the middle. Like he couldn't like hit the bullseye, with the lizard. And it's like, are you kidding me? That's like that's the character's problem. He's like, I can't hit it. It's like it baffles me that this is like the last thing you gave the original voice actor um to do, like to send Zuma off. This is it. It's crazy.
Also, in Pup Save a Merpup, the two
Yeah,
of them
this one
spent pretty
especially.
much the entire episode with each other. I think these two have some great chemistry with each other. As a romantic couple, I give them a 6 out of 10, but as simply best,
You should put that way higher than you put Zuma and Liberty. Like they have way more chemistry than those two. Well, technically Zuma's one of those two, so it's just the one.
they get a 10 out of 10. Here we've got Rocky and
Oh,
Coral.
excuse
They
me,
have
hold on.
few interact chemistry with each other. As a romantic
I gotta hear that
couple,
because
I
now a
give
10
them
out of 10
6
came
out
out of
10,
nowhere.
But as simply besties, they get a 10 out of 10.
Ah,
Here we've got
all right.
Rocky and Coral. They have few interactions with each other, but still could work. We could see an
Never heard
opposites
of
track sort of situation
this
here,
ship
with
ever.
Rocky who detests water and Coral who admires it. But one thing they do have in common is that they both love being merpups.
Pretty cool to be a merpup, except for the getting wet part.
Overall, a 6 out of 10 for me. By the way, if you've enjoyed so far, Skye would like it if you'd like the video and subscribe.
Yeah, you hear him, everybody. Go like, go subscribe. I'm doing this specifically so that more people are aware of his channel and go subscribe. He's far surpassed me in subscribers, and I hope that continues.
Here are Skye and Marshall. Some notable moments between the pair are Marshall being very excited to show Skye his dance moves in Pup Save a Cornrows.
I can't wait to show Skye the dance moves I've been practicing for the hoedown. Well, howdy, partners. Partner?
Skye giving Marshall a pep talk to boost his confidence in Pup Save a Show. The pair of them watching stars together in Pup.
I feel like when it comes to like Marshall and Skye, like this ship, the way that I view Marshall is not like a relationship type of character, if you know what I mean. Where like you can ship other characters, with each other, um, in the show, but I don't view Marshall that way. Marshall to me is like just the caring type guy, you know what I mean? He's just there to like help out, be funny, and not get into like a relationship with anyone. Like I don't view him as that type of character.
Save a Space boy. And them sharing
Maybe you
puns
could disagree.
with each other at the end. The Pups save the squirrels.
How do you like my nutty trick?
You're such a corny pup.
We see that they've got a pretty special bond. From me, they receive a 6.5 out of 10. Now we have Zuma and Rocky. They have what I think to be one of the closest bonds in the entire show. We can
Yeah,
see
this is the one where like this has been here since the start of the show. Like this ship, it was Skye and Chase, and then Zuma and Rocky. Um, this one is sort of like I can understand why it's a lot more problematic than all the rest. And it's like something people are aware of, and some of them don't really want to mention it, but it is problematic for the fact that is two boys being like shipped together, and thus it's like a gay relationship, and a lot of people don't like support that in like shows like this. So it's like they are way more fine with shipping like a boy and a girl like Skye and Chase, but if it's two boys being shipped together, then they have a problem with it. I usually have a problem with shipping children characters in general, but if you're going to do it, then there should be like evidence for it, and there is for Zuma and Rocky. But I understand that many people would have a problem if this was like something that was confirmed, for that reason. But I think that these two work together really well.
quite a few moments like Rocky comfort and Zuma and Pups save a friend. The duo going out and fishing with Ryder and Pups save a monkey knot. The two of them having some fun on the beach together and Pups save the sea turtles. Their little high paw and Pups save a robo-pup. Them doing
Again, a lot of these moments after like season 3 or something like that, like it's hard for me to like remember the timeline of this stuff, but these things are gone now. Like all the moments that you would want to see between the pups was kind of like Bill's character, and like shows like their friendship and care for each other no longer exist. They are gone.
same in
It's
Pups
very
save
sad.
Ace's birthday surprise, and the pair watching the fashion show together and Pups save a puffy mare. We also could consider an opposites attract situation here, with Rocky hating water and Zuma loving it so dearly. I'm quite a fan of this duo, so I'll rate them a 9 out of 10 to prove it.
Yeah, I agree with the
These
9
are
out
all
of 10.
just my opinion. I'm not trying to dictate what parents you should and shouldn't ship. I'm just sharing my honest thoughts on them. I encourage you all to keep on shipping the couples you like, regardless of what I say. There are far more ships I'd like to rate, so I'll make a part 2 to this. Anyways, that's all for this video.
Well, part 2, that's interesting. Perhaps when that comes out, you guys can tell me if you want me to react to that. Yeah, this is just my my reaction to this video. And I gave a lot of my thoughts on the ships, and perhaps you disagree with me. It was really cool, like going back seeing all the ships from the Paw Patrol. We're gonna get more in a video too, when that comes out. But I want to hear what you think. Do you agree with me, or do you agree with Detective Wolfie, or do you have your own opinions on it? I think the ones with like the most evidence, of course, is Skye and Chase, and Zuma and Rocky. From everything here that I've seen, out of all the ships, with all the moments like laid out, it's definitely those two ships that have like the most moments. So that's the way that I feel, but I want to hear what you think, so let me know. And remember, everybody, go to Detective Wolfie's channel, go subscribe, and I will put the link to this video in the description so that you guys can find him much easier. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.